Welcome to the Art of Never Giving Up podcast. And I got a special one for us today. My special guest today is a person who I am extremely inspired by. I'm very curious of too. This is my first time really talking to her, but I'm a fan. She is a Black woman, boss, CEO, president, and I ain't talking social media boss. I'm talking 9-figure company valuation, a scientist, the vagina saver. Come on now. Yeah. I ain't know. Y'all ain't know I had it. I got somebody here today. You know what I'm saying? The CEO, president of Femi Secrets, Miss Davielle Jackson.
Hello. So great to be here. Thank you for that amazing intro.
Yeah. Thank you for joining me.
Use that one as a soundbite every time somebody intro me. I'm gonna just play you.
Now you can have that. That's on you. That's just how great you are.
I appreciate that.
So Davielle, I don't think people really know too much about you. I was so excited to know about you, you know, so I think we want to dig right in. So tell us off the jump, and this is going to be a hard conversation for me, so I've been trying to prepare myself with this because I know we're going to get real feminine in this joint.
Okay. It's not hard for me. You got some children and stuff, and you got
facts.
Yeah.
That's how I got here. That's how I got here, right? Tell us, what is Femi Secrets?
So Femi Secrets is life-changing vagina products. That's how we started. I created a patented product called the Pretty Panty in 2014. And never before done in history. After I created that product, I was partnered with Walmart 6 months after that. I was partnered with Target 6 months after that. And that product grew into the brand Femi Secrets, which is now like a monumental movement for women with vaginas and saving vaginas. And that's how I became the vagina saver.
Wow. So what year did we start off with Femi Secrets? What year did we launch it?
Femi Secrets, the brand, was launched in 2018.
2018.
The product I created was launched in 2015, just the Pretty Panty, right?
That's what I'm asking about.
Correct.
Is the Pretty Panty.
The Pretty
Panty.
Yes.
So that was launched in 2015.
Mm-hmm.
What's your background, if you don't mind?
Science, biology.
So what are you? I know you're like a scientist.
Scientist.
You are
yes.
a scientist by trade.
Biology.
Tell us, how did we launch the period panty, and why did we launch the period panty?
So I was pre-med at the time, and one of my friends was just having a lot of leaks when she was on her cycle.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even know what made her come to me. I think she just know, like, I'm a go-getter. I'm a problem solver.
We all know our people.
Right. And she's my sister's friend. So she came to me, which I'm like the baby sister, which is weird, right?
Right.
So I'm in med school. She's like, listen, I'm having leaks when I'm on my cycle. I wasn't even in a space. I was just, going to be a doctor. And I was like, shoot, that's weird. Let me see what the
Were you like the vagina whisperer at that time? Why did she come to you? Let me ask you, why did she come to you?
I don't know. I was not in the vaginal space. I wasn't even going in OBGYN. That was not my thing.
Oh, okay.
So she came to me. I don't know if it was just in conversation, but she was like, listen, I'm having leaks on my cycle. And she's like, it's so bad that I have to put towels when I sleep. I have to call in to work if I'm on my cycle. I can't even go to work. It's so terrible. I'm going to have a leak. The products on the market right now just don't help me. And that just clicked. I was like, so nobody made something that can stop you from having a leak? So I'm at the hospital, and I started doing study and research, and I started using pads and tampons, and I'm in the lab just doing research. And I'm like, well, if I pour this bottle of water on this pad, it's going to absorb it. Like, it's this bottle of water.
Right.
I was like, okay, so I go get a tampon. I'm like, why? I said, well, this is simple. Every woman's anatomy is different. So this tampon ain't going to fix the problem. So I was like, what's the problem? And I was like, it's the panties. So when the women put on the pad and they put it in the wrong panties that are not made for the pad, it's just going to be shifting and moving. So they're going to have leaks.
Okay.
And if you put in a tampon, it's not going to help you because it's just not fitting you. Like, she was wearing 4 tampons at a time. Oh. That can literally kill her. Women die from toxic shock all the time. They don't like to talk about that, but it happens. Leaving a tampon in too long can kill you. So never put in more than 1 tampon at a time. But nonetheless, she came to me and I figured it out. I was like, if I put a panty in a pad and I make a panty that's specific to the anatomy of a woman to make sure they don't have a leak, it's going to fix it. Then I was like, the only way I'll quit medical school is if I can make $1 billion from it. And so I went immediately to $1 billion company, Walmart. And I was like, y'all want this in y'all stores? The women was like, we need this so bad. I will sneak it in and put it in.
Really?
Right now. That's how it was. Like, I was the first woman to disrupt the market, period, in that space or in anything. Like I did it because it was needed so bad.
When I hear you say that, I think about the fearlessness, right? Like, I got this idea. I solved this problem for a friend that associates with women all over the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
She ain't the only one having this problem. I figured it out. I go in the lab with your scientist, so you're naturally in there.
Just in there.
You come to a solution. I got to make this period panic, right? Now I'm in med school, though.
Yeah.
I can't go out on my own unless I'm going to go make $1 billion because I'm already on the way to go. Then I just go talk to Walmart. Who gave you permission to go talk to Walmart? Who told you to go? Who let you do that?
So here's the thing about science and medical school and all of that. The number one thing they put in our head constantly is critical think. Because you got a second to save somebody's life.
Right.
So that's what helps me be a CEO.
Facts.
Like the shit that people like can do in a year, I can do it in a second.
Very true.
So that's what I realized. I was like, well, if I take this product and I want to quit medical school, I have to have $1 billion. So it just simple semantics. $1 billion product, $1 billion company, Walmart, boom. That's what I need to go to. It's no playtime. It's no in-between time. It's go time.
Man, look, I just want people to learn from that, right? Like, because I think everybody be like, oh, how did you do this? And how do you do that in business? And how did you get it out? This woman had an idea, solved the problem, and walked straight into Walmart doors. Like, what is it going to take to get me on your shelves? If that ain't unapologetic, if that ain't fearlessness, right? And it worked.
But it gets, I took more steps. So, of course, when I put myself through college, I was a bartender. I worked at AT&T, right? So AT&T taught me critical sales.
Right.
Marketing, all of that stuff. Nextel, I worked for Nextel. They wanted me to quit school because I did so well at sales, right? So that was part. But when I went to medical school, I didn't have time to do nothing. So there was this company called Jesco that sold mops in like a Sam's Club.
I think I've seen Jesco.
Shows. They used to have the shows in the back to be like, come to a show in the back of Sam's Club.
Right.
A mop show, right? So wherever I went, I was number one at sales, AT&T, Nextel. At Jesco, I was number 2. This one black guy would beat me every time. And I was in competition with him, so I wouldn't take no advice from him. He tried to come tell me something, I'd be like, I got it, dog.
Say, player, I'm going to get it, player.
But
relax.
Guess what? When I had that idea, guess what I went and got?
Straight to him.
And I said, listen, I can't tell you what's happening. It was top secret. So many people will tell y'all that. We knew Davielle was doing something. We didn't know what the hell she was doing. I said, I can't tell you what's happening. I don't know how it's going to work. But I need you to trust me, and I need you to come with me. And he was like, I'm with you. Because he knew what
he know the type of person you are. Right. Yeah. He like, so he on my ass. Yeah. What we doing? Yeah, I trust you.
So we did that, and when we went in those stores, I went to all the Atlanta stores. That's where I was at the time, and that's when me and him both, we traveled everywhere in that region, and we got like 50 stores. And then I was like, so tell me how to get it here. You want it in here? Tell me how to get it in here.
Wow.
The managers. I'm at the surface level.
You going hollering at the managers, right?
So the women managers was like, I want to put it on the shelf right now. Guess what the men managers were saying?
Yeah, go through the process.
More so the Caucasian ones. I remember this one man, I'll never forget him. He had this cowboy hat and these cowboys. We was in rural Georgia. And I said, I want to put this in your store. He looked at me, he said, do you have investors? He was like, I want to put some money.
Oh, really? He knew it was a win. He like, hold on, we could get in the stores, but let me get in on it.
Right now. He was like, who's this little black girl think she can come in here?
Facts,
he was like, I'm gonna jump on this boat right now. So I finally got the buyer's information, like the managers, the store managers, they gave me the buyer's information, right? So I get to the buyer, I call, I'm like, listen, no. She's like, bet, we're gonna send you a purchase order. So I'm like TikToking. I'm like, I'm about to quit medical school. Like, what's happening? Where my purchase order at? I'm still in my little 1-bedroom apartment, at the bottom, just thugging it out.
Right.
And I was like, it's nothing. She said she's going to give it to me. Where is that? So I got on a flight to Bentonville, Arkansas. And
Walmart headquarters. If anybody don't know, because you don't know, you only know Bentonville for Walmart. I've been to Bentonville
that's
before.
All it's about.
So you flew straight to Walmart's headquarters.
Headquarters, right? I'm on a flight. Everybody on the flight there, old people, all in suits, and they like going pitch. And they was like, well, yeah, I remember this one man. He looked like Santa Claus. He's an old white man. And he was like, what you going to pitch, young lady? I was like, I'm not going to pitch nothing.
Mm.
I was like, I have my vendor number. I have my purchase. I have everything. All I need is my order, my purchase order, my PO. He was like, what? They couldn't believe it. He's like, I want to hire you for my company. I was like, nope, I'm going to get this. So long story short, I went sit in the Walmart Bentonville home office. Like, it was this much space exactly with a glass wall. And I sat there for days. I was just camping out. Everybody would pass me up.
Wow.
Agent security, that is. One black man passed. After the third day he saw me there, he said, young lady, what you doing here? Like, what
Yeah, come on, man.
What can we do for
The
you?
third day I said, yeah, come on now, what we doing?
I was like, listen, here's my information. I said, this is my buyer's name. All I need you to do is take this up to her, tell her that I'm here and can I speak to her? Went to my hotel. He got it to him, got his information. The next morning in the hotel, I had a purchase order. Now, listen, everybody like, ooh, glory. Now it's showtime.
More money, more problems.
Now I'm a business owner.
Facts.
And that's when the shit just did.
So you went to the stores first, met with the managers. How many stores did we go to?
Maybe 50.
What's the mindset at that time? When you going to 50 stores, you just trying to blow your dream up. What's keeping you going? Because you ain't running a business like you said. You're trying to build one.
Right. So from my sales history, right? So I remember the guy name is Jeff. I remember telling Jeff, if we had a bag of shit, everybody better want to buy this.
Facts.
And that's it. And when we went, I was like, it's like once I'm determined to do something, I'm like, it don't matter. It's gonna happen. All we gotta do is put the work in. So that's it. Once I realized, now in between this time, before I even went to Walmart doors, you know, I prototyped. I made sure it was right. I did college students. I did everything to make sure women wasn't having any leaks, right? So we went through so many phases. I started selling in, giving out samples in beauty supply stores.
Wow.
In Atlanta. I was like, if the women feel it, then I know I have something.
Right.
So I didn't just go in there on my own whim saying every woman is going to want this because I'm selling it to them. When I saw how women reacted to the product and how so quickly they were like, how can I get more? How can I purchase this more? I was like, oh, they want it like this? Then I went to Walmart.
I got something. Yeah.
I knew then.
I need some distribution channels.
So I know the product works, number one. And so I know if I got it to Walmart, it will work and it will go.
Scale. You know, you can scale it. I love that. I love that. So when you going through that process and you going to Walmart and you're doing all of your polling with your customers, right? How big was the first purchase order for after the 3 days?
It was 1.7.
That's million, right?
Which is the region. It's like the Southeast region. So I rolled out in all of the Atlanta region and everything there. So wherever there was a Walmart in Georgia,
oh my God,
I rolled out there. And the beauty about Walmart is that it's just those regions, you know, you get those checks like every 90 days.
1.7 every
1.7 every 90 days.
If y'all doing the math, 90 days is what, okay, a quarter? So, that's 4 quarters? Okay, I'm just...
But we got costs, we got expense, we got all of those.
It's not all going and we're not thinking that Davielle running around here with 45 million in a pocketbook. It ain't going down. You got to operate the business.
Correct.
So, and I noticed, what year is this?
This is 15, 16.
15, 16. And at that time, how old are you?
Shoot, 24.
24. Multi-million-dollar deal with Walmart, right? So this is about 8-9 years ago. So we go from the first initial testing the product, solving a problem first, making sure you test the product, making sure now these period panties at the time, they don't look like Depends.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
These are swaggy. These are like, you still get to feel like a woman is feminine and stylish.
Correct.
Right?
But also it's, I called it the pretty panty, right?
Right.
And it's because it's such an ugly time of the month. You just playing on the mindset. Like, here's your pretty panty. We know it's going down.
Right.
We're going to lift you up.
I like that.
And so then my favorite thing is, like, I'm in it right now. Anything leopard, anything, you know, royal. I like that leopard. Like, I always go to leopard when it comes to panties. It's fancy. It's royal. So I was like, we're going to make it leopard print. But when I was solving a problem, my prototype was the maternity. Women, when they have kids, they give you these maternity panties that you wear and they give you a separate pad, right? They'd be like, use this pad. It's just so uncomfortable. It's sticking to you. It's pulling on you. It's not catching the leaks. It's uncomfortable. So I was like, that breathable material, though, I want that. So I made it breathable. So when women started using it, it's like, girl, not only did I not have a leak, but there's like, I don't have no odor. I don't have I don't have yeast infections like I used to. I used to have UTIs every week. I don't have that every week. I started learning that just by my product being so healthy, the breathable acids and no chemicals, that it was really, really helping women. Really.
Health, so it's health benefits.
Absolutely.
Not only solving the leakage problem, but literally it was health benefits.
Correct.
Wow.
And that's how I became the vagina saver. Like, we would get comments and they'd be like, girl, you saved my vagina.
They gave you a cake? Did they give you?
I have my superhero.
You got it. What? Oh, that's right. You do have like a little, I seen a little cartoon. That's true.
She'll be on Avengers. All right.
That's awesome. That was then. That was 2015. Mm-hmm. So now we go from that to in 9 years. Now we e-commerce killing it. 30,000 subscribers monthly buying this product.
We have about 60,000.
Okay, 60. My bad. My math off. 60,000
about
monthly.
200,000 revolving customers each month, and then we have, of course, the stores.
Oh my God. So we on shelves. We got 60,000 customers buying it.
Subscription.
60,000 coming straight to you.
Coming straight.
Oh, Lord Jesus. Okay. We got 200,000 revolving customers, right? Throughout that process, what made you, or what failures or setbacks made you have to change your business model, which looked like it really working even more with the e-commerce? What happened with the shelf space to get you focused on the e-commerce?
It wasn't the shelf space. It was the story we all tell, which is the being Black, young, and brilliant. Like, just when I got that $1.7 million purchase order, my first thing was, I'm going to the bank.
Big facts.
They gonna cash credit this out for me.
Yes.
And they was like, no. I was like, girl, who are you? Oh, you just finished medical school. Oh, you don't know how to run a business? Bye. So I was like, what, for real? Like, I got the contract with the largest, the most wealthiest family.
It's Walmart on this check. It's millions. It is Walmart. Come on.
This is real. And they like, no, we can't help you. So I literally had to go find ways to get money. This before I was like an expert at the startup world at raising capital.
Right.
But I started doing that. Like, I had to call family members. They had to go through them, get loans, this, that, and the other, just so I can cash flow it. I had to become an actual business at this point, right? So then Target came. It was like, oh, you killing it in Walmart. Let's roll out Target. When I rolled out Target and Walmart at the same time, without at least $20 million in the bank to cash flow that, it was a tragedy. Target stopped paying. They was like, oh, you ain't received this, they ain't received this, so here we go. Now it's 200 days, now it's 300 days, no payments at all.
300 days, that's a whole year.
The way I am cash flowing my company is, when y'all pay me, I'll put it back in the company. Y'all pay me, I'll put it back into the company. So when Target said, nah, we ain't paying you, it ended everything.
Oh, wow.
I couldn't do anything. It was like, it's no family member you can call and get X amount of dollars. I'm behind the scale now, right? So we can start factoring and all of that, but now too much time has passed. I wasn't prepared for that.
Right.
So at that time, that's when Jeff Bezos, Amazon, started taking over the world. And I was looking at him, you always study the greats, and I was looking at him at what he did, and I was like, these women gonna bleed every month on time, like clockwork. I'm gonna go directly to them and cut this middle person out. Now, when you're dealing with Walmart and Target, of course, you might be taking home 20% profit. That's maybe because of all the money you spending up front, and they want a 50 to 40% cut of the profits.
Right.
So I was like, I'm going to go straight to the consumer. So that's when I started the brand Femi Secrets.
Got you. Okay.
People were like, you got this one product. What if somebody copied this? What if, I was like, my strength will be in my brand. They can copy anything. I own the patents. They can do what they want. But my brand strength and my customer strength is what's going to carry me. So that's when we went from just one product to Femi Secrets, the brand, which has all the feminine hygiene products, minus the tampons. We don't believe in tampons. And then that's when we went straight to consumer.
So last time I checked, because my numbers are a little low, over 90 SKUs as the Femi Secrets brand, right? Now, those subscribers, are they purchasing off of Amazon on Femi Secrets?
No, so Jeff threw a loophole in there as well.
Come on, talk to me.
Listen, these prices is too much. Jeff was trying to get his margin out. Jeff is nominating.
Oh, yeah.
And he has the customer base.
Yep.
So most people going to pay that.
They're going to tax you for it.
Yeah, he going to tax you for it.
That access.
The price just kept getting up and up and up. And my margins, you got to have margins when you're in a business.
Come on, talk to him.
So you look at the margins and you're like, this just ain't making sense. And his information is proprietary, right? So
Right.
I'm not getting
You ain't getting the customer
the
information.
customer
Yeah, he got your customer
Yes.
information.
Right. So as we would get like some crossover, sometimes they'll hit us in our inbox and be like, I got the wrong size. Can y'all help me? Some customers will do that and we will get their information from Amazon. But outside of that, it's just not worth it.
Oh my God.
So I'm like, you know what? We going directly to consumers. So, we got these engines called Facebook and Instagram and we got this data that I can literally pinpoint exactly who I want to reach and how I want to market them. So we started doing that, and that's how we just started growing it and word of mouth. Women was telling other ladies, listen, my period is light. I don't have cramps anymore, such and such. And just word of mouth and Instagram marketing. That's how we were able to drive that subscriber number up
to 60.
I remember me and my CFO at the time, we was going to get investors, of course, raise some money. And we was starting a subscription, right? And we was like, we was sitting in a meeting, and I remember she's like if I'm a tunnel vision person, she's like max tunnel vision.
Okay.
They would go out on a limb and call us weird.
Jeez.
She sat in the meeting. I was so embarrassed, and she was like, we have 5 subscribers.
You gotta start somewhere. 60,000.
We don't even need to say that.
No,
right
come
now.
on, don't let them know. They don't need to know how small we are.
She was so proud. She was like, we have 5 subscribers. And she said it. And the people looking at us like, girl, what?
Man, I like that though. Right? She letting you know, like, we got 5 of them that depend on us. If you put your money with it, we can turn that to 60,000. They thought she was playing.
That's what she was saying.
They thought she was playing, but it's real.
So the thing was, keep in mind that I'm talking to all man investors about vaginas and periods. I'll be in a room with all these white investors and I would see the blood just come out of their face. As soon as I say period, they would just do. It's like they shutting down. They don't want to hear nothing. So it was definitely a hard road. So to get money, I end up going to New York. I end up winning business competitions twice.
I've seen that.
I won the largest business competition in the world to get money. And so many of those companies that won those competitions are literally billion-dollar companies right now. So they did their thing. They did pick the best companies. But yeah, and that's where we are today.
So I seen you've traveled when I did my research for different business competitions. And it looked like they was like in all different cities, right? Mm-hmm. So what's the mindset going into a pitch competition, right? Mm-hmm. And then what's the mindset to keep going when you don't get you don't win the competition or you don't get the deal? And how many deals are you doing on average to get one deal?
So I would say that number one, I'm an athlete first, right? So I always played basketball. I was always MVP. I was always top scorer. I was always very competitive. So I don't lose much. So when I go in, I'm going in to win. But I am prepared. You understand? It's not like I'm going in on faith of God.
Right.
No, this is 1 month of me blacking out every day, going pitch in a room by myself. Watching those films back and forth, pitching again, watching it back and forth, pitching. This was a month before you even get on the stage.
Put in the work. Wow.
Put in the work, yes. So this is when I go out there, it's like, clockwork. I'm like, I know what I can do. And I've done this all month. I've practiced all month. So it's nothing that's going to stop this from happening. When it comes to the no's, so my thing to the audience is you be prepared. That's it. You don't go in there like the reason Steph is Steph, the reason Caitlin is Caitlin.
Facts.
Because when everybody was sleeping in the summer, she was shooting 1,000 shots a day. She was running 1,000 miles a day. That's what you have to do. So anyway, once I did that, I'm like, okay, I'm prepared. So I'm gonna win everything I go after like that. It's like I'm in my head, I already know I got this. But it's those investors. That's the ones where you get the 1,000 no's, right? When you go in those rooms, it's like you're being judged on so many different levels.
Right.
They pick and choose who they want to put money in. And at that time when I was doing this, it wasn't a lot of Black women doing this. Like it was just me and a few other. Now, like I've literally paved the way for so many women. People can now say we're in Walmart now. Just know that I was the one that kicked that door.
Been doing that a decade ago.
Correct.
Decade, mid-20s.
You can do this and it can be done. So it's just that. And just I was on a panel with Kenny. Shout out to Kenny Welcome, KGW Capital. I was on a panel in New Orleans. And when I was done, a young lady, she came up to me and she said, hey, how you doing? She's like, I'm so proud of you and thank you for this. She came back and said, can I talk to you for a second? I was like, yeah, this is over. She was like, I got one question for you. I was like, what's up? She's like, how do you keep going? And I was like, that's a great question, but it is my passion. It's like what I'm called for through God. This is what I'm here on this earth to do. So you have to understand that first, right? This is what you're here to do. That's the only thing that keep me going. Like if I quit today,
Right.
like I feel like billions of vaginas are just not gonna be okay.
Wow.
So I just gotta keep going, keep going. I will fail all womenkind.
But you know you
If
in
I
your
stop.
purpose. You
I'm
know
in my
that you're in your purpose.
Correct.
When I'm listening to you talk, I hear so many alignments to simplify things, right? To be prepared. And it's easy to say that, but not very many people are practicing their pitches, recording their pitches. Like you said, I black out for 30 days.
30 days straight.
Going back to the mindset of
this is
an athlete.
Everybody out. I'm not taking phone calls. I'm not doing this. I'm just in the gym and I go back and I pitch. I'll go in the gym. I go back and I pitch. I'm listening to music. I'm listening to trap music. I'm listening to everything that's like, go get some money, go get some money. You really have to black out and be in that mindset to have anything great.
You don't get to 60,000 subscribers on accident. You don't get to, last time I checked, it was $500 million evaluation. I could be wrong, you know what I'm saying? But last time I checked, it was $500 million evaluation. You don't get to that without the persistence that you have.
Correct.
And I like the way your intrinsic motivation, I want to talk about that because every time I ask you a question, you know what your sureness is so matter-of-factly, and I know that didn't happen yesterday. That's how you got here.
Okay.
Right?
What
are those self-talks like?
The self-talks. It's just like so much has been like shown to me. Like, for instance, when I had rolled out Walmart, rolled out Target, and all that shit came falling down, that's when I was like, oh, I gotta quit. Like, this clearly I need to go back to medical.
Yeah. This ain't for me, this business
what
shit.
I need to do. And then I was like, God, show me a sign right now. And it was my driver at the time, right? I'm balling. I'm like, he was my chauffeur. And I'm like, I'm quitting all this shit. Nobody know that I'm in the house thinking about quitting. And he came to me. I was like, God, show me a sign. Show me how I'm going to do this. He came to me. He was like, listen, he was from Buffalo, New York. And he said, there's a pitch competition in New York. This is right after I said, God, show me that I need to get this done. Show me a way. If you want me to do this, provide a way for me. The next day he came, he was like, you need to get in this competition. You can win it. Every time I feel like quitting, I say, God, show me a sign. And the signs just be like, boom.
Like, nah, this ain't for you.
So
quitting ain't for you.
For so long, you question it, right? And then after that, you're like, okay, this is just it. I don't have to question it. You don't got to show me no more signs. I just know because there was so many ways it was provided when you didn't have no way that he made a way to make sure your vision can keep going.
As a Black woman that's doing this for real, and like you said, you've paved the way. What do you do? Because I think a lot of people aspire to be entrepreneurs and aspire to attain your level of success. What are like 2 or 3 things that come with it? Sacrifices, failures that you've experienced that they need to be prepared for?
At this level of entrepreneurship, which, is called the 1%, the 2%.
Absolutely.
Only so many people will reach this level. It's loneliness, right? You got to be prepared for that. You got to be prepared to be by yourself, not because you can't have friends, but because you don't have time for friends. It's like, that's the sacrifice that you have to make. And see, like, people like myself, I love what I do so much. I love the grind. I love the competition. I love the wins. That it's not a void for me. People will pick at me and be like, girl, you got no friends. And I'll be like, so? Do I really need them? Do I really want them?
Ain't you arguing about your homegirl right now? Ain't y'all mad?
Like, seriously, without you, me and you met, right, at the P&G table.
Yep.
In Palm Springs. It was all the heavy hitter businesses there. And even you, without you, I wouldn't know nobody in Houston. Remember?
I remember.
You was like, do you know this person? I was like, no. You was like, have you ever been here? I was like, no. And you was like, damn, you don't do nothing.
Yeah.
And you was like, I'm going to connect you. You connected me to Derek, who then connected me to everybody. And now I've actually made some friends.
Now, but I feel like I got to tell people that story too, because I was like, right, we already at this huge event. So get outside your networks, all right? So we're at Palm Springs at Strategic Growth Forum, which is put on by Ernest & Young, their biggest event of the year, which is like a 5-7 day spectacle. I ain't never seen no shit like it.
Correct.
Right? And we already in the back room with Procter & Gamble, and it's usually Procter & Gamble, head honchos, and top 1%ers in entrepreneurship. So obviously, right, I'm looking at Davielle because I'm like, who is the young Black chick in the room, right? Like, You know,
And I'm just coming in. I'm not putting on. I just got on my little Gucci scarf.
Yeah,
and
you
my
comfortable.
sweats, and I'm like, so what's happening here?
You feel me? Because you ain't doing a whole lot. It's just like, man, I'm here. I got a seat at the table. And I'm like, man, I'm very curious. So once we all start introducing ourselves, that's when you get up. And I think a few people probably had their head down or was drinking water or whatever. And you was like, yeah, I'm CEO, founder of, Femi Secrets. And, we have a $500 million evaluation. It was pins dropping, everybody, napkins.
I remember the
wiping their face. Yeah, everybody looking over the next person's head. I'm like, I gotta talk to her. I'm like, I gotta meet this sister who doing it. Mm-hmm. Then when I met you, it's like, where you from? Where you at? You like, I live in Houston. I'm like, how don't I know you if you're a Black entrepreneur in Houston? Right. I couldn't believe it.
Right. And without you, it would be like, I would still be like in my house like this.
Just killing it. Focus, killing it. Loneliness, that's one, right?
And so that's why, of course, when you call, I'm like, oh, bet, I'm going to be here whenever you need me to be there.
That means a lot.
Yeah, it's whatever.
I think people need to see that. And one thing else about your brand that stood out to me, right? Mm-hmm. When I look at your social, in contrast to most female, Black, even really these days, all entrepreneurs want to, they're the brand. They are the brand. You have a brand. You are not the brand.
Correct. And that was, it's a gift and a curse, right?
Right.
So at the beginning, I was like, listen, I'm over 30 now, right?
Right.
But when I started at 24, I was like, I'm going to be retired at 30. That was another misconception I had of this.
Right.
Right. So that was a misconception I had, but I was like, I'm going to be retired at 30. I'm going to be done with this. But it's like, you don't know how this entrepreneurial road is going to take you, how hard it's going to be, etc. So it's like now I'm like, when I started, I was like, I got to hide myself. I'm going to be Oprah, so I don't want to be.
Hey, you all about the billions. I'm going to be Oprah. I want to be able to chill.
And moving, and everybody was like, but no, you got to show yourself at some point. Then I had all my patents, and I was like, I don't want to put this on the internet because it's proprietary. I put it on the internet as a go. Everybody going to try to take it, etc. So I was kind of late to social media because I didn't want to put anything there. We was in Walmart with no social media presence at all. Because I was like, I'm not going to do it, right? But then people came to me and it was like, people need to see and feel some type of face that's attached to this company. And then at the same time, being a Black woman, you're afraid. You're like, people going to tear you down. The white people not going to invest because you're the face of the company. I was thinking about all of that stuff, so I would hide in the back. So that's how I pushed the brand forward versus me being the entire brand.
In hindsight now, you think you made the right decision?
I would have to say I'm 50-50 on it. Only because I would say that I'm not that likable. I'm too to the point. I'm very harsh. I'm one of those CEOs. It's like either you're gonna know what you're signing up for, you know who you're working for, or you're not gonna work for me. That's just, it is what it is.
Right.
I'm never I'm really was bred to be a CEO and not a influencer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So some people, I'm palatable to some people, but not to most. So I know that about myself. So it's like I can give them a little bit of me, but not too much of me.
That's true. You are very matter-of-factly.
Correct.
Like you about every conversation I've had with you, even you think of people in your head, you kind of think of how they are. And it's like with you, I like Davielle ain't fucking around. You know what I'm saying? It's all I'm about my business. I'm on it. Straight up.
30 seconds to talk about this. If we don't have a solution, it's over.
Man.
That's it.
I think it sounds so liberating because you can attain all this success and you can walk around. And if you really would have did it in the reverse.
So everybody with what you're doing, you should have been in public. No, that's not something I'm interested in.
Right.
If I wanted to work for people, I would have worked for somebody. And once you go public, you're a spectacle. Now you're under the microscope. Everybody's watching. Everything you do will be monitored by other people. That's not the life I was choosing. So that's why we driving the exit.
Man, I love that. I love that. So right now, with this big social media kind of world that we live in, are you trying to get more out? Because a lot of influencers we've watched, like you said, you can go to Walmart, go directly to distributors, blow your brand up. You don't have to be out in front. But then it's a trend that happened in the last 10 years to where the influencers turned into the entrepreneurs,
Correct.
which in that powered the business even more.
Yes.
You, which I feel like we have this income, like you've created this company without
It's in reverse.
In reverse, right? Like, I'm not the influencer, but the company and the story is phenomenal.
Correct.
And that alone.
And the products.
Right, in the products.
The products gotta work. So here's the difference, right? Me, you gotta have good products.
Absolutely.
The influencers can sell terrible products too.
Facts.
They can,
Facts.
But that's their thing, is to sell you stuff. Our things is our products is gonna do the work behind the brand. So that's just the difference. And the influencers now is like a bonus to that, right? So even right now, like my Instagram has been off of private for maybe 2 weeks now. I might keep it off of private.
Welcome to the party. I'm like, welcome to the party, Davielle. I'm thinking you're going to say 2 years.
I don't, 2 weeks. I don't let certain people follow me because it's all about energy. It's like, some people be like, my haters going to watch me. They not watching me. I don't want nobody on my page that's feeling anything negative, going against me on my brand or anything. So I'm blocking people. I don't let fake accounts follow me. Like, I'm really specific about my peace and my space. So it's like, I'm not about being this big, influencer and all of this different stuff. Like, I know I like life. Life is happy. Like, that's how I built a life a certain way to live a life a certain way.
Right.
And then you just got to believe in the work you put behind it.
What is that self-care? Because you going hard and you're sacrificing some social relationships. What is the self-care looking like as the CEO of this conglomerate that you've created? How are you taking care of Davielle?
So here's a fun fact. Fun fact is that I've been engaged 7 times.
Oh my God. Lucky number 7. That's it, right? Are you currently engaged right now?
We might be counting down.
All right, here we go. All right.
This is gonna be
this is 8. Oh,
right.
Lord.
I told one guy I was engaged 7 times. He said, damn, you got more rings than George.
Oh, my God.
That's the, sacrifices that I've had to make for the personal side. Because here's the thing, you being a man, me being a woman, it's just different.
Absolutely.
There's no way that it will ever be the same. I'm not a girl that's going to ever tell y'all women can do the same thing as men. We should have the same everything. I, as a scientist, as a biologist, I understand the anatomy of women. I understand the emotions. I understand everything. If 7 days out of every month, you going to call me and I'm going to spaz out. That's just what it is.
Right.
So imagine me being a president and they about to nuke her. I'm like, I don't care, nuke us. I did the next time damn, I was on my period.
I was like, no, just going through some things. No. I told y'all don't give me that during that time. I don't.
So it's like, at the end of the day, I'm still a woman, and it's still it's certain things that I just can't do at the same time. And while I was growing this company, I could not love and be in relationships at the same time. Wow. It's just something that I could not do because they can't understand it. They can't understand that I don't want to talk for 3 days.
Right.
They can understand that I got a blackout for 2 weeks. Even now, my current fiance is you're cheating.
Because what about me?
I'm just I'm really not. I'm really blacked out. I really can't talk for a couple of days. It's like a head thing of mine.
Is he an entrepreneur?
He is.
Okay.
Yes, he is. But at the same time, again, being a woman is he's an entrepreneur, but they just see us as women.
Very
pretty
true.
Women.
Very true.
Nice figure and beautiful, that's it.
Yeah, that's what a man wants in a woman. You want
attractive,
right? All that other stuff. You keep all that boss stuff. I got us. I don't need all that boss stuff.
I'll be I was busy for 3 days. That's why I couldn't talk to you as much. He's busy doing what? I was just Google CEO and see that. He's look, him. He's yeah, I do the same thing, but I still can call you. They just don't get it. So it's I sacrifice that. So from the self-care perspective, number 1 is spirituality. God, you have to be focused. Somebody got to carry you through this.
Right.
Can't do it alone.
Absolutely.
If you try to do it alone, that's where the suicide and the depression and all of that stuff comes in. You have to have something that can center you at all times, right? So I'm always centered in God. I went to Catholic school. My mama, thanks to my mom and dad for breeding me up that way because it gave me the foundation. And working out. Being healthy, going to the gym. I will go in withdrawals from not working out.
You and me both.
Yes, I will go in withdrawals.
Right,
I'll be I need to go to the gym. I need to go to the gym. So working out and like at my house, I always got to have jacuzzi, swimming pools, all of that. Like I just need to go sit down and just breathe and
Decompress.
decompress. Yes, all of those things. And then of course just having, your circle that which is my family. My family just love having real people that love you around you.
Right.
Not the
Right.
fake ones, the real ones.
You have the luxury of truly knowing what's truly valuable, right?
Mhm.
Because you have a successful company that most people would just never attain, right? So
Mhm.
the financial part you're taking care of, and like you said, you can protect the things you truly value, your family, your peace, your body. It's so many people trapped in that rat race of trying to chase the money, they can't do it. So when you say your fiancés, they can't deal with the commitment that you have. How does your family support you and allow you to have space to do that?
So the great thing about that, and so many people ask me this question, right? They know me. I'm the baby.
Right.
So they
Okay.
know me. They know me. And so like they be like, is your mom like super proud? Of course she's super proud, but it's almost like I knew Davielle was gonna be this,
No surprise to me.
It's no
Yeah,
surprise
that's
to me.
that's my baby. That's my baby.
Yeah. So my family, like they was the ones I was calling and be like, I need $14,000 to cash flow this purchase order I just got from Target. I need this, I need that. No questions. They're like, how you need us to get it to you? We're gonna find a way to get it to you.
That's what's up.
So my family just, and that's my mother. She thankful to my mother. She just raised it that way in pure love and pure support. My sister, who is like 4 years older than me, my mama used to just push me on and say, listen, one day y'all gonna figure this out. You don't want to with you right now, but one day y'all gonna get it. And we've been inseparable. So my family knows me and they understand me and they know that I'm doing this for them as well. Right. So
Right.
when I win, they win.
Facts.
So yeah, just having that family that loves you and supports you, even if it's not your giving family. Like
I like that.
when I went to Atlanta, this is crazy. I was gonna do modeling. Like I was sending out modeling pictures to do like any videos or anything when I first was in medical school. That's how I was gonna pay the bills too, just modeling and everything. So it was some audition, and I sent a packet to the trade center, whatever it is where they do all the shows at. You know where they do Warner Brothers.
Yeah, I know.
And this man caught the package, and he was like, "Who you trying to send this package to?" And I was like, "Oh, well, there's this show coming, and I want to be a model." And he was like, "All your information is in here, all your pictures. You done sent this to this just random address." He said, "You can't do no stuff like that." He and his wife became like my parents in Atlanta.
Wow.
From that envelope going to the
It's
wrong
like, let me help this baby out.
Yes.
Wow.
And they were God sent. They were like reverends. They on the church. And like, I really leaned on them a lot in Atlanta. So it's like having people that really understand you, really support you, and are pure at heart,
So I gotta go back and talk about these engagement shit. I got to talk about this a little bit. Cause you done opened up the can of worms in my mind about this, right?
Look,
so
wait, my family say they gonna do a documentary.
They got to. I think 8 rings.
It's gonna be called Surviving Davielle.
Man, brother's gonna be stressed out smoking. Can we smoke in here? Can I smoke cigarettes here before we talk about her shit? Because
Listen, my phone is right here, but the same man I'm telling you about, my fiance from 2016, hit him up 2 days ago in Facebook and said, "Please tell Davielle call me," which I'm not.
The old fiance called the new fiance, like
no, the Godfather. That's the Godfather.
Oh, the Godfather. Oh,
he went in his Facebook DM and said, "Have her call me."
Hey, big head. She ain't. I'm blocked on her
So
phone. So if you
me,
get,
he was like, "You got a message from your past." I was like, "Which one? The one you had his truck?" Because the other fiance had to leave his truck in Atlanta one time, and he was just using the truck. And he was like, "No, not him." I was like, "Which one?" And he was like, "The other one."
So when you losing the fiance,
I forgot about.
Yeah, because you got so many others. This is like, first of all, this is abnormal.
Not him.
Number 3 or number 4? Actually, number 6. I forgot about Craig. Number 6.
I go by years. I'll be like,
okay, 2016. Oh,
correct,
Lord.
2016. This is not something to brag on, not something I'm proud of, but it's just like the course of life and sacrifices and the stuff you got to go through as being a woman CEO.
Most people can't fathom it. I'm curious. I'm very curious. So even when most people, a marriage ends, an engagement ends, for a nice period of time, their life kind of stops and discombobulated and all of that. But I gotta imagine you a pro at moving on. So, so tell me about that a little
I'm a
bit.
pro at moving on. You know, it's like, and I was just had lunch prior to this with a psychiatrist. She's gonna be on the Femi Secrets app, so we'll have psychiatrists on the app to make sure women
talk about that.
are not stressed out. But I had and it's great because we're speaking just in personal context, but she's just reading me and seeing through me so much, and she's just talking to me about how I have that disposable aspect of people. And she was like, you just can't dispose of people just the way you dispose of people. And it's all for the bigger cause to me. It's like, well, I got to save vagina. So, I mean, if he ain't with it, then he got to go.
Going this way.
That's it.
Right.
So one thing she said to me was like, if you look back 10 years, do you have any regrets? I was like, I don't have any regrets now. Like, I lived a rock star life doing what I do. And I was like, but I don't know if 10 years from now I'll be able to say that. Right? So she was like, it's important. It's important just to have people. So she just kind of helped me out. She's going to help me out in that space as I grow in that space. But the detachment, because my company brings me so much joy, so much love.
Right.
I didn't think I would have a kid. I ended up having a kid. God messed around and gave me a kid. So now I got more love.
Facts.
And I'm like, I done checked all the boxes. It's like, what I need in life. What else do I need? A man for what?
Oh my God. What? We don't need no brother for nothing? Like, hold on. We dismissing us like that? We out here saving vaginas?
Listen, on God, my 2018 relationship ended because I was in New York working, and I got up one morning and I was working at 5 a.m., right? And he was in finance and stock trading and all of this, and he was in the bed and he was like, can you make me an omelet? And I make bomb omelets. And he was kind of like a eater, or like a chubby guy. And he really, really wanted that omelet.
Oh, that brother was hungry.
So I was like, I'm up working. I told you why I'm in New York. How about you come make us some omelets? He got so upset that I wouldn't do it because I was working. That the next day, it was Sunday. I remember I was going to church and I went to get my engagement ring. Couldn't find it. He had took my ring over an omelet.
Oh, little Petty LaBelle. Petty LaBelle.
On Sunday, Satan gonna show up. I said, well, I got something for Satan. I said, you get your ring and you get out of here. And I'll never talk to you again.
Oh, my God.
And he came to me 8 times. He came to me with another ring.
I bet he did.
He came to me with that ring and said, I want to do this again. I said, oh, no. So he came with a bigger, better ring. And I was still like, no. So he wouldn't leave it alone. I went and talked to somebody, and she's like, girl, this is getting a little weird. She was like, you might need to get
because it was really over an omelet, though. So for him, he like, come on, man, it was just an omelet, man. My bad, I was hungry.
You need to be a woman. You my fiance. You need to be a wife. If I say I want an omelet, you're supposed to go get me an omelet. I don't care what project you're working on. You understand? And that's the problem with a woman. It's like...
Yeah, you kind of do expect that to a certain extent.
Correct. So he's like, in his defense, he's like, 15 minutes, go make the omelet.
Yeah, come on, my G. And it's more about, being for your boy a little bit. Like, make me feel like the man. And you like, bro, this is $500 million. I got to get to it.
While I'm in the zone, you're in the zone. It's a mind space that you in.
Very true. Nah, I'm with you. I'm with you. I feel that, though.
Other people don't understand that. So it's hard for somebody to understand that.
That's gotta be, just as a man, right? Because as a man, you want a woman that look good, that you're attracted to. You don't care if she doing all that other stuff, especially if it's taken away from you.
Correct.
Even if it's monumental and historic and everything else and saving millions of vaginas around the world.
Like barbaric, y'all like...
That's society,
omelet.
Yeah, right now. Yeah. Put that, close the laptop, cheese, green onions.
Now.
You feel me? Now. And it's like...
I bet you he don't never eat an omelet the same.
Yeah, that brother, man. Shout out to that brother, man. Aha, bro. Next time, DoorDash.
Look, he came back in 2020. Trying again, and I was like, you still the same cycle.
Hey, he gotta tell you, man, yeah, DoorDash, baby. I'm a DoorDash, now I'm a change, man. I make my own omelets, or I got a couple good locations I can just order omelets for. Oh my God.
So being a woman, a CEO, on my trajectory to be a billionaire, it's not easy.
So what's next for Femi Secrets as we on this road to billionaire?
Next for Femi Secrets is the Femi Secrets app, right? So one of the most pivotal things in business is pivoting and growing and making sure that you're changing as the world changes. And that's what we're doing. So, When I started in the period space, nobody was in the period space, but always in Kotex, Procter and Gamble, and Kimberly Clark. Now, so many women have thinks, all of these people, none of them were there before I started Femi Secrets. When it was like, oh, she can make solutions. Why can't we make solutions?
Absolutely. Yeah. Monkey see, monkey do. Now.
Right. So none of that was there before I opened the door and said, let me tell you, what women are using today is terrible and we got to stop this. And then so many women started coming with ideas, etc. But I'm always ahead of them. You know, while they copying me, I'm always cooking up the next thing in the basement. And what takes us from $1 billion business to $1 trillion business is the Femi Secrets app.
Hey, hold on. What did you say? What take us from $1 billion business to $1 trillion business?
Femi Secrets
Do
app.
you just let me just hold on for it? Let me get some flowers for a second. We're not gonna normalize this like this just normal, Davielle.
And it's crazy because it's like so normal to me. You know, it's like it just is what it is.
It is your life, but you are the founder of $1 billion business, and you still ain't fucking satisfied. You're trying to focus on how to be $1 trillion business.
Yeah. And so it's 2 apps right now that kind of dominate the space. They're valued at, I want to say 200 million right now, but there is no Black woman, Black scientist app that is out there to help women of my color and women with issues like fibroids, endometriosis, postpartum mortality in the maternal mortality, women dying during having labor. All of that is happening right now. So I'm gonna get in that space and just dominate that space, as well as finding a cure to fibroids. So that's what's next. So I'm finding a cure to fibroids. That 9 out of 10 Black women suffer from fibroids,
right?
Which is excruciating periods, excruciating pain, just literal pain. And this is the crazy part. Like, when y'all look at y'all Black women and see what they are doing, just understand that physically in their bodies they are suffering so much, but still pushing through.
Right.
So that's what y'all, when y'all go to call a woman crazy, just know that she got some crazy stuff going on in her body that makes her crazy.
So we need to be a little bit more empathetic because we don't feel those crazy things.
A little bit more empathetic for them, right? But yeah, so just that app is, if we those 2 apps got about 20 to 15 million subscribers. If I get 3.5 million, that's $87 million a year. That's no products.
So what do you need to execute that?
Shoot.
Put it out in the universe. What do you need to execute that?
Of course, we're doing financial rounds. We're doing some rounds. We are taking investors, strategic investors only. The check got to be from $1 million to $3 million for anybody to enter the conversation. And we're looking to exit in the next 36 months.
I got somebody for you. I got 2 people for you.
I got 2 people for you.
I got 2 people. Come on, I got 2 people for you. I got 2 people for you.
Buffett.
I wish I had it to just cut the 3 million.
I was at the lunch today, right before I came here, and I asked her, did she know you? And because she's what is it? Travel Wi-Fi. Do you know that guy?
Yeah. That on David Street Wallace.
Yes. She was his HR VP for. She's his niece.
Multiple $1 million, almost $1 billion business.
He's hit $1 billion. He's hit $1 billion.
Jesus, yeah.
But I was having lunch with her, and so everybody's in the space, and I asked her, did she know you? And I was like, she didn't know you. I was like, Happy Hair. She's like, oh, I know Happy Hair. She's like, I know that. And she said, I hear the radio. Right. She said, I've heard about him a ton. So she's like, oh, that's excellent. She's like, that's a great meeting you're going to. She's like, I'm sure you can learn something from him too.
Man, I'm trying to learn from you. We all trying to learn. Oh man. Okay, so we next round 36 months you in and out that thing. We're done.
God willing.
Best piece of advice you ever heard?
This is crazy because a mentor once told me, this is crazy because when I stopped working with him, he actually tried to steal my product. But I don't take away the value that people gave to me because of the things that they did wrong.
Right.
He still gave me a lot of value. And he told me, he was like, he kept saying, what you want? What you want? What do you want out of life? And I was like, I want massive wealth. I want massive wealth. And for so long, he would never answer me. But he was like, one day he was like, you already have that. I was like, what you mean? I'm trying to cash all these purchase orders. I'm stressed out. I'm losing weight. I got acne, all kinds of stuff. It's really hard right now. He was like, the wealth is in your mind. He was like, once you have the knowledge, anything you want to do, you can do. And it's true.
Facts.
Once I had the knowledge, it just like empowered me so much to know that my brain was the actual engine that's going to take me. I don't need nothing else. You don't need no money. You don't need nothing because your brain going to tell you how to get all of that.
You're a living proof of that. You are a living proof, a living example of that. A thought, somebody call. I can't believe I wish we could call old girl and see why she called you. But
right. Yeah, I had to figure it out. Maybe she was just telling me a struggle, and maybe I just tried.
And maybe you just ran with it. I don't know. Next time your people complaining to you, it may be $1 trillion business in that thing.
$1 trillion business.
Don't sleep on yourself.
Don't sleep on people who got problems.
Oh my God. Okay. That's the best worst advice.
The other piece of advice.
Okay, go ahead.
Give is just like
give it to us.
Working in your passion. Like, don't chase money. That's going to take you down the devil's alley. Chase what you love, what you would do for free. Go do that, because that's going to bring the money.
Right.
So every day I would help a woman for free. Like when I was in high school and everything, you can ask. I was the bully that beat up the bullies.
Right.
Like,
I can get that vibe.
Picking on a weak girl, I'll be like, "Oh, you're picking on her because she weak. Oh, well, let's fight. Me and you gonna fight because you want to fight the weak people." So I saved women for free all my life. So I'm just doing it now.
I'm getting a check for it.
I'm getting a check for it.
Yeah.
So just find that and do it. So what was the next question?
Worst piece of advice.
Worst piece of advice is one time I went to my uncle for some money to invest in the company. And I remember growing up, he had the big house, he had the Porsche. So when I had my big house and I had my Porsche, I was like, you know what? I'm going to my uncle. I'm going to pull up in my Porsche. You know, I always looked up to him. He inspired me. And I'm going to get this money. We're going to turn this for our family. We're going to turn this into
I got it. He got it. Yeah, go see the vision.
So I went over there with my financials. I was showing them, listen, this is how much I'm making. This is how much I'm making. This is what we need to do. Now, this is what I need in order to get to X, Y, Z. He said, you're already making enough money. That's enough. Keep doing that. Don't grow. Just keep doing what you're doing.
You just go box me in, huh? You just go throw a ceiling on my shit, huh? I'm trying to blow us up.
Got it. You not who I need to be talking to. So, you know, it's like, correct. Don't let people box you in and just say, you know, you're doing good enough. Stop.
3 more questions.
Okay.
What theme song are you listening to when you crushing shit, when you killing it?
So I'll tell you the album.
Okay.
That took me to the next level.
Give it to me.
Thug Motivation 101.
Oh, come on, Jeezy. Come on, I feel it.
Jeezy.
Come on.
And he took me there, and everybody was like, but you love the Lord and everything. And I was like, yes, I love the Lord, but I'm not trapping to sell drugs. Everybody's trapping every day.
Facts.
We trapping for money.
Sky's the limit.
Yes, sky's the limit.
Come on, now, come on.
So, so I definitely, that album and trap music, of course, will make me get motivated. And gospel music, of course, too.
A little bit of the Lord with a little bit of that, you know what I'm saying? Soul survivor.
I always say my neighbors would be like, who lives here? Because she got gospel, she got trap, she got country playing. Everything is going on in this backyard. They don't know who lives there.
That sounds like a black woman, though. That sounds like a black woman. You know, right? A little bit of everything. Sprinkle a little everything.
Textbook.
What album or song, when you going through it, when you stressed out, when the acne, when the bills ain't paying, when you got the problems with your strategic, with your timeline, what are you listening to when you at your lowest? What album, what song is getting Davielle through those times?
What albums get me through the bad times? I would just have to say, it'll have to be like gospel. It'll have to be like
give me somebody.
What is the Kirk Franklin?
Okay.
And the like Now Behold the Lamb, those songs. And also our favorite person that we love to hate, Kanye.
I'm with you.
You can't love him, but you gotta love him. But even his gospel albums and his music, Kanye will get you through a lot.
I like that. Now my last one, because I know you wrote a book, and I know if anybody has watched this, they trying to consume some information, get some game. Please let us know, where can we get it? Where can we get more information? How can people just get more insight? Because this is not normal to have a black female start from zero and have a $1 billion business well on the way to $1 trillion business?
Of course, I wrote the Green Print book, which is literally turning your passions into millions. Like I'm telling people, don't go chase money, turn your passions into millions. So that can be bought on Amazon, and you go to DavielleJackson.com. And also, follow me on Facebook, Davielle Jackson, Vagina Saver on Instagram.
Okay, Vagina Saver. It's unlocked right now, so y'all can check it out. While
it's unlocked. A little
might be locked when by the time we get this out. Might be locked.
I just did a video about 5 reasons that women should not be having sex right now. It's dangerous. It's dangerous. So y'all need to go look that up and read it so y'all can have some understanding.
That's why you had 8 fiancés, right? And on that, we close it out just like that. Davielle, thank you so much for the time today. The convo was amazing. I knew it would be amazing, but you, I think you exceeded expectations exponentially.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate you and what you stand for. You do some amazing work in the community, and just you're killing it as well. My kid, me and my kid been to 2 of your Easter events.
Yes, I see y'all coming through.
We appreciate you as well.
Yeah, I think, but you're a gem. I appreciate it, but you're a gem to the black community. Even if you don't want to be out there, I feel like, man, they need to see you. They need to hear you.
Appreciate that.
Because, access and awareness is everything. And I think a lot of people dreaming like you living that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
life. When I say a rock star life, I have lived a rock star life.
Still living it. On the way to $1 trillion. That is the Art of Never Giving Up podcast with the amazing, phenomenal, mind-blowing Davielle Jackson. Thank y'all for tuning in.